First of all, let's look at the dollar. Again, this is a weekly chart going back 8 years. And we're looking at, first of all, we saw the sideways trading motion that we saw through the last part of 2014 and much of 2015, and then the rally that we saw, particularly into the elections in the 1st of January, on expectations that we would see the Fed increase monetary tightening, in addition to, after the elections, a belief that there would be fiscal stimulus. But two things have happened since then. First of all, the hopes for fiscal stimulus getting passed by this Congress have started to decrease. And some of the economic studies, including a consumer sentiment study that came out this morning, showing declining confidence that Congress is going to be able to pass that through. The other factor is the competing economies, the currencies of the competing economies like Europe and Japan and elsewhere have started to improve. So their currencies have started doing better. Their central banks are now starting to show signs of moving from stimulus into tightening mode. And so that's helped lift their currencies and started to be a drag on the dollar. And so we see that since the first of the year, the dollar index has been in this descending channel on the charts. And then this week, it actually broke through the bottom of that channel. You're clear on the right-hand side of this graph. Now, typically, the historical tendency is for the dollar to move in the opposite direction of the commodities. As the dollar is going lower, we tend to see money flow into the commodities to rally them. As the dollar is going up, we tend to see them sell off the commodity sector. But really since the election, well, really since the first of the year, well, I'd go back to the election because first we saw them rally together, but since the first of the year, we've seen them sell off together. And I've been anticipating that at some point we would return to that historical relationship. And one of the things I was watching for is whether the dollar would get cheap enough to start spurring some value buying in the commodities, saying, hey, these commodities are multi-year lows. This is the time to buy commodities. And it looks like that may have happened. It's too soon to confirm, but the break below that channel this week seemed to also come along with a change in attitude of the funds. And we'll look at some of the major commodity indices charts here in a little bit.